Hi, I'm Louise and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a slow but strong flow. So be prepared to work a little bit. This is suitable for all levels, including beginners. If you need to use a block or you'd like to use a block, you can grab one and put it at the top of your mat. I'll show you where you can use that. And yeah, let's get ready to flow. If you have your block, you can just leave it towards the top of your mat. I'll show you where you can use that to make some poses a bit more accessible. We're going to start this class today in wide-legged child's pose. So you just want to come to your knees, scooch back just a little bit so you're towards the back end of your mat. Knees about as wide as the mat. See what works for you. Bum to heels or as close as you can get. And just kind of give it a wiggle out. See what's comfortable for you. When you feel like you found the right spot, we'll start to walk our hands forward. You can let your forearms rest on the mat, forehead to mat. If it feels a little bit far away, you can always put your forehead to your block, whichever's most comfortable for you. Just start to feel the chest rise and fall as you take your nice inhale through your nose and exhale through the nose. Try and match the length of the breath. So breathe in for 3 and breathe out for 3. Try and keep this breath up during the whole practice. If you find your breath getting away from you a little bit, you can always pause the video, come back, try and find your breath. Start to creep your fingertips a little bit more forward as your chest sinks down towards the mat. If you'd like a little bit more, you can tent your fingertips. You'll feel it a bit more in your shoulders. Another breath here. And on your next inhale, we're going to walk our hands towards the left. So chest can come off the mat a little bit. Walk your chest towards your left thigh. You should feel a nice side stretch along the right hand side, all the way from your hip to your fingertips. If you need a little bit more, you can always interlace your fingers right on top of left. Bum should still be going towards the heels. Breathe into that right rib cage. Feel it expand and lengthen. On your next exhale, we're going to walk our hands towards the right. Same thing again. Right chest towards right thigh. Hands tented up on fingertips. Feel that right rib cage expand with every inhale and feel your body lengthen with the exhale. If you need a little bit more, you can hold your right hand with your left hand. And on the next exhale, back to the center. Take a deep inhale, look up, look forward, and come up onto your knees. Tabletop position. Going to do a little work on the wrists, so fingertips facing the top of the mat, palms down, fingers spread wide, and then retract just a little bit so your finger pads and your first knuckles at the top of your palm are touching the mat along with the base of the palm. And just move a little bit in a circle. Keep your knees under your hips, shoulders, and wrists stacked on top of each other. Just a few circles here, and then reverse the other way. You should feel the whole hand pushing down into the mat. Kind of like you're going to grip it, like you're going to climb up the mat. A little bit of pops and crying aren't too bad, that was my knee. And just a little bit back and forth. You can turn your hands to the sides. Come back to center and find stillness. Belly button towards spine. Engage your core. Check to see that your shoulders are stacked over your wrist, your hips over your knees. We're going to inhale, arch your back, pull your chest forward, and exhale, round up. Drop your tailbone. Inhale forward. Reach your sits bones to the sky, chest to the front of the mat. Exhale, round everything back up. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Couple more at your own speed. If you want to start to barrel roll the spine a little bit, get the hips and everything a little wiggle, get everything moving. If you find a place that feels really good, just stay there for a few seconds. Next, inhale, chest forward, and exhale, round your back like a cat. Let's start to move. Tuck your toes under, bring your bum back towards your heels, belly to thighs, and slowly start to lift up into our very first downward facing dog. It's early on, so you want to keep your belly to thighs, those knees bent so you can feel that stretch. Your heels don't need to touch the mat. That's not the goal in downward facing dog. We want to feel a nice stretch. So hands rooted down into the mat, armpits open, feel a nice stretch. Sits bones to the sky. We'll start to move a little bit. Bend your knees, wiggle a little bit, walk it out. Let's find some stillness. On your next inhale, you're going to inhale your right leg up, foot, toes, and knee pointing towards the floor, and bend your knee, bring it in towards your belly, and round your back like cat, and step your foot up between your hands. If that was a little bit tricky, just grab your foot and adjust it. Foot in between your hands, belly to thigh contact, reaching out with that left heel. Look forward, and on the inhale, take your hands, we're gonna rise up, high lunge. Bend your back knee, try and get your pelvis a little bit more neutral. So tailbone down, right knee, we're really bending into that. And you want to feel like your legs are going to scissor together, like you're going to push yourself together and then fly off into space or something. But you really want to feel that power. And arms up. Take a deep breath in. Feel that little bit of a shake. And on your exhale, you're going to turn towards the left side of your mat. Back heel is going to drop down with foot facing the left hand side of your mat. Front leg's not going to change. Tailbone down. Hips, shoulders square over each other. Going to open our arms out. Warrior two. Try and keep your arms nice and straight across. Don't want to be tilting, we're not surfing. So you're going to lean up against a wall. Look out over your middle finger. Push down into the outside edge of your foot and try and push your knee. Keep it forward like you're going to open it up to the right side of the mat. Take another breath here. And on your next inhale, we're going to drop our back arm. Reach up. Right arm reverse warrior. Nothing should change in the front leg. Feel that little bit of shake. Your legs are working hard. And on your next exhale, come forward. Straighten the front leg. Gonna reach forward with your right arm, like you're going to reach completely off the front of your mat. And then come down, triangle pose. This would be a good place to have a block. You want to rest your hand. Feel like your back is gonna lean up against a wall. You don't need to come down that far. So if you're only to here, that's fine. A little bit of a micro bend in the front knee. Don't lock out your joints. Feel that body working. Exhale, look down. You can move your block out of the way. Step your right foot back into a plank. If you need a little bit of assistance with your plank, just put your knees down. Belly to spine, flat back. We're going to look forward out in front of our mat, and we're going to slowly lower down. So inhale, and on the exhale, 1, 2, 3. Very good. If you flop down a little bit, that's fine. It just takes a little bit of strength and it just builds up. If you try and work on that slow lower, that's the best way to build strength. Forehead to mat. Take a little break. Hands under shoulders. Feet pushing into the mat, pelvis pushing down into the mat. Inhale, chest up, baby cobra. Exhale, forehead back down to the mat. Tuck the toes, push back up onto the knees. Get your hair out of the way. Sorry, I never wear my hair down, but thought it would look nice today. It's just in the way. Tuck your toes under, belly to thighs, lift back up, downward facing dog. Stretch it out. Remember, if you need to bend your knees a bit, that's fine. You should feel your whole body working in this pose right now. On your next inhale, left leg lifts up, knee and toe facing towards the floor. Bend your knee, bring it in towards your belly, up, 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 curve, round your back like cat, and bring your foot up in between your hands. Belly to thigh, fingertips to the mat, look out in front, find your footing. Make sure that your feet are on train tracks, 2 separate parts of your mat. Nice distance to give you stability. When you're ready, inhale, arms up into your high lunge. Remember, you can bend that back knee, try and get your torso up, torso and body stacked over your hips. Push out through that heel, feel your legs scissor together. Feel that shaking. We're working hard today. And on your next exhale, we're going to turn to the right side of the mat. Open up your back heel so your foot is parallel to the mat. You should have heel to arch alignment on your feet. Tuck your tailbone. Right knee should still be bent. Try to open up to the, left knee should still be bent, opening up to the left-hand side of the mat. Arms out to a T. Warrior 2. On your next inhale, right arm down, left arm up, nothing changes in the legs. Feel that front quad really working. And on the exhale, straighten both legs, leave a micro bend in the left knee, arms back out. If you want to grab your block real quick for your triangle pose, or if you want to go without it, just for a little bit of core strength, arms out to a T. We're going to push our back hip towards the back end of the mat. We're going to reach our left arm out as far as we can go. When we can't go out any farther, then drop it down. Open your chest up to the right side of the mat. Feel like you're going to lean up against a wall. You should really feel your body working in this one. Another inhale, exhale, hands down to the mat, step it back to plank, drop down to your knees, Belly button to spine, look out forward, flat back. Take a deep breath in and exhale. 1, 2, 3. Forehead down to mat. Feet push into the mat. Pelvis into the mat. Feel your whole body into the mat. Hands beneath shoulders. Inhale, chest up, baby cobra. Exhale down. Tuck your toes. Come back. Let's rest in child's pose for just a second. You're doing very well. It's a strong start today. Your next inhale, look up. And you're going to come back into your downward facing dog. So sit bones to sky, belly to thigh, hands rooted into the mat. Feel that full body stretch. Find a little bit of stillness. On your next inhale, you're going to right leg up. And this time you're going to bend your knee and try and bring your foot towards your bum like you were a dog having a wee. So cock your leg to the side. Push evenly into both your hands. Stretch. Feel that hip open. Bring your knee back towards your belly. Come forward. And this time you're going to put your foot behind your right wrist. So right foot behind right wrist. Left foot is still on the opposite side of the mat. We're going to turn it out to a 45-degree angle. So your left foot is shooting off towards the edge of the mat. Come up to your fingertips and slowly start to rise up. Warrior 1. You can put your hands on your hips and you want to feel like your pelvis and your hips pointing out over top your right foot. You can adjust your stance a little bit to whatever's more comfortable. Sometimes a shorter stance is a bit more comfortable, sometimes a longer stance. Warrior 1 is a little bit awkward, but once you get the hang of it, you feel pretty strong. On your next inhale, hands up, look up a little bit if you can. You should feel this opening up in your front body and a little bit of back bend. Another nice strong pose. Again, you want to feel like your thighs are going to scissor together. Inhale. Exhale. Hands together in prayer. Bring them down towards your chest. And we're going to come up onto your back toes. And we're just going to give it a little bit of bounce to come up just on our right foot. Flat back. Feel like your left foot is pushing into the wall behind you, like you're going to leave a footprint there. Warrior 3. If you want a little bit more, put your arms out like you're flying. I'm not very good at balancing, so I'm really impressed that I'm holding this. Hands back to your chest. Bend your right knee. Left foot down. Going to turn both our feet out at a 45-degree angle. Come to the center of our mat, looking towards the left-hand side. Bend your knees. Take your hands, you can slide them down your thighs, onto your knees. Just start to move back and forth a little bit. Feel each edge of your foot, your whole four corners of your foot planted into the mat as you move a little bit. Pause in the center, hands to your chest. Try and open up your knees as you sink down. You should really feel your body working right now. A little bit of a shake. On your next inhale, arms up, legs straight. Hands back to your waist. Point your toes straight out, so both feet should be parallel. We're going to go for a wide-legged fold. If you have a block, you can grab that now. Hands to your chest, to your waist. Pull up on your kneecaps. Look down at your knees and want to see Your kneecaps come up and feel your quads turn on. Feel all four corners of your feet. Hands to your waist. Slowly start to come forward. When you feel your fingertips start to get squeezed by your hips, and you can put your hands down either on the block or on the mat. Just nice flat back. Remember to bring that floor to you if you're struggling. If you need to bend your knees a little bit to help with the fold, that's fine. Inhale forward, exhale, fold down. You can put your hands onto the floor or a block. If you need a little bit more, you can always grab your ankles. Next inhale, come back, flat back, hands to waist, come all the way up. Just going to move the block to the side, and we're going to come into our plank position. So turn to the front of the mat, hands down, swipe your right foot back, knees down, inhale and lower, 1, 2, 3, forehead to mat. Push your feet and pelvis into the mat, hands into the mat. Inhale up. If you want a little bit more, lift your fingers, wiggle your fingers a little bit. Exhale down, bend your knees, come back, downward facing dog. Give it a little bit of a wiggle out. On your next breath in, find some stillness. Every inhale, you should feel your body lengthen, and exhale into that stretch. Another one in and out. On your next inhale, we're going to bring our left foot up. So left leg, toes and knees towards the ground, and then bend your knee like you're going to kick your own bum and open up to the left hand side. Pushing your hands evenly. You should really feel this nice strong stretch. Bring your knee back underneath towards your belly. Come forward, round your back. Right foot behind your left foot behind your left hand. Move your right toes to a 45-degree angle. And when you find your footing, so see how wide you need to go. Start to come up, hands on your hips. Take your hands on your hips, and if your hip bones were two headlights, you want to point them towards the front of the mat. Really push into that knife edge of your back foot. Remember, we're in that awkward warrior one position. Right knee is bending. Inhale, arms up. Look up, slight back bend. This is a little bit of a tough one. And now, exhale, hands to chest. Keep that bend in the left knee. And we're gonna rise up just a little bit. If you need to tap your toe a few times, just get it to rise up. And we're just gonna fly our warrior three. Arms back. Foot like you were going to make a footprint on the back of the wall, and I'm really wobbly on this side. One more breath in, and bring your foot forward this time, top of the mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, belly to thighs, forward fold. If you need to bring the mat to you, that's fine. Nice ragdoll fold. You can hold onto your elbows and move back and forth. Give it a nice wiggle. If you had your block, you can move it out of the way. And we're going to plant our hands, bend our knees, step back towards our plank, Knees down, belly button to spine, flat back. Take a deep breath in, and 3, 2, 1. Whole body onto the mat, forehead down. Inhale, baby cobra. Maybe don't use your hands this time, wiggle your fingers. Exhale down, and this time I'm going to come back into a wide-legged child's pose. So toes together, knees apart, just like we started. Reach your hands forward. If you want that little extra, you can tent your fingers. If you need to put your head on your block, you can always put your forehead on your block. Just going to pause for a few breaths. We've been working hard. Next breath in, come onto your knees. We're just going to walk ourselves into the middle of the mat and sit down on our bums. Legs out in front, feet active, toes pointing towards the sky. If you need to sit on a block to make this a little bit more accessible, you can. Hands down by the sides, staff pose. Remember pulling up on your knees like we did in that wide-legged fold to activate your quads. Micro bend in your knees works very well. You don't want to force your whole leg into the back, into the ground. Take a deep breath here. And exhale, forward fold. Now would be another time to grab your mat, grab your block. So you can put your block on your legs. Just kind of put your hands on it this way. You want to be reaching forward. You don't want to be rounding. So looking forward, keeping that belly to thighs, and just nice deep fold. On your next inhale, start to walk your hands back. Start to walk yourself out of the fold. You put your block to the side. We're going to take our right leg, put it over our left leg like this. Plant your foot onto the ground. You can either keep this left leg nice and straight, or if you want to move, bend your left leg and have it come so your foot is by your right bum cheek. That was Milo. Both your hips onto the ground. Use your knee, flat back. Just give yourself a little bit of chance to get comfortable in this position. Take your right hand, put it by your right bum cheek. Left hand, reach up, and we're going to turn. We're going to keep our hips planted onto the ground, and we're just going to twist from the chest, from the waist upwards. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, look towards your right shoulder. You can keep your hand on your knee to keep your knee and your belly, your leg and your belly close to each other. Exhale, unwind. Let's do that on the other side. So both legs out, left foot over. You can keep it nice and straight, like keep your right leg straight like this if you like. I'll demonstrate this way this time. Hug your left thigh to your torso. Left hand behind your left thigh, left hip. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, twist from above the waist. Hug your knee towards you. On the inhale, try and rise up out of the twist. And on the exhale, see if you can twist a little bit more. Both hips should be facing into your mat. Exhale. back to center. We're going to come down onto our backs. I'm just going to turn this way so it's a little bit easier for you to see me. Knees, feet and thighs hip width apart. Plant your feet into your mat. Hands out in front of you, and we're going to slowly roll back. So 1, lower back, mid back. Feel a little bit of a shake there as your core is working, and shoulders back. Very good. Bring your heels in so your fingertips can almost touch them. We're going to pop into a quick bridge pose. If you have your block, you can use your block for this as well. So, feet planted, parallel to the mat, hands down by the side. Fingertips should slightly be able to touch the heels. Neck long, tuck your tailbone so you don't feel any curve of your back. On your next inhale, you're going to lift your pelvis, squeeze your bum, push your shoulders into the mat, or bridge pose. If you have your block, you can always pop your block in for a supported bridge. Just one more inhale, squeeze your knees towards each other, squeeze that bum, and exhale, slowly roll down. Inhale, side to Niles. And on your exhale, you're going to put each foot, right foot, left foot out, and come into your Shavasana. A very well-earned rest. That was a slow but powerful flow. I hope you feel very strong at the moment. I got a little bit sweaty. I hope you did too. That's always a nice feeling. Just feel your breath return back to its normal breathing pattern. The sound, the pitter-patter of little Niles' feet running around. And give yourself permission to do nothing. Just have a nice rest. Congratulate yourself and your body for this practice and how hard it worked. If you had some wobbles or you found it a little bit difficult, don't be discouraged. Some days balance is tougher than other days. I'm really surprised that I managed to balance it all today. Feel free to stay here as long as you like. One of the best things you can do for yourself is to absolutely do nothing. I hope you enjoyed that strong, slow flow and it made you feel nice and powerful. Hope you have a good rest of your day, and if you enjoyed this video, if you want to give it a like or add a comment, that'd be great. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. There's new videos every week. Thanks so much. Bye!